Hurricane Michael was probably one of the worst things that we've ever been through as an organization. Of course, it's the worst thing our community's ever been through as well. And I think that we probably felt like we were prepared, but I don't think there's any way to know if you're prepared for a hurricane of that magnitude unless you've actually been through a Cat 5 hurricane.
Hurricane Michael was probably the biggest event in this county ever in history. It was overwhelming, destructive. We're still working on recovering from it. It's just you just can't imagine unless you've been here and seen how daunting a Category 5 hurricane can be.
We've talked with contractors and emergency response people who do this all over the country, and everyone we've talked to has said the level of devastation and how focused it was in such a small area is unbelievable. They've never seen anything like this.
It took us about a month to open schools back up after the hurricane, and we had to do some staggered starts and we had to do some split session schools. But we had to make our facilities safe for the students to come back in, and that meant everything from the parking lots, the playgrounds, to the buildings themselves and the classrooms. We're upward of $500 to $600 million in repairs still that need to be done.
It took us a week to regroup after Hurricane Michael. We actually weren't allowed to come back into the county until the Saturday following the hurricane. The hurricane was on Wednesday.
The college was able to reopen 27 days after the hurricane crossed the coast. As of about a week ago, we are a little over $58 million in damages that we've worked on fixing. Still not quite done yet. It's been about 14 months since the hurricane, and we're about 90% rebuilt and repaired.
We lost 25% of our student population in almost all of our Title I schools.
We're currently, for this academic year, about 3% down further than we were last year. So that puts us about 15% down from where we were before the hurricane.
We had 4 teams that came from 3 other regions, and they came in mobile one-stop units. So these mobile one-stop units are powered by generators. They have 10 to 15 computer stations in them, or laptops that they can bring and set up. So they're self-contained units. But the most important thing that they brought with them were staff that are trained in the state of Florida. So we didn't have to tell them how to connect with people that were looking for jobs. We didn't have to train them on how to assist people in applying for disaster unemployment assistance. They already knew what to do.
Unfortunately, but fortunately, a lot of our folks had to drive, to Walton County and Okaloosa County to be able to find a place to live.
I found out that about 30% of my faculty and staff had either lost their homes or they were so damaged that they were going to be out of them for 6 to 9 months or longer.
We have positions that are unfilled because of housing. Housing is the biggest challenge I believe all businesses and industry face, because the housing stock hasn't met what we need for employees yet.
And the rent from one day to the next went from $955 up to $1,300. And when we questioned that, the real estate agent asked us if we wanted it or not. And so we said yes. That's a common story all over Bay County about housing, is that the price went up 30 to 50% as these places are reopening.
And so labor was really running out of town. It was almost like trying to build up a fence to be able to try to hold people in, because there was no place for them to go.
In Northwest Florida, we grow pine trees for a crop, and we lost 3 million acres of pine trees. It'll take 15 or more years to recover from that. And people that are from other parts of the country may go, well, gee, that's too bad for you guys. Why would I care? Well, because the trees that we were growing here turn into cardboard boxes that you use, turn into the lining of diapers that you use, turn into the absorbent material and feminine hygiene products that you use. That we're a global economy, and our agriculture here is used worldwide. And you're going to see an impact on that in the coming years.
We never envisioned a disaster that would pretty much take out our entire power grid and our providers. But now that we know that can happen, we've developed a much stronger plan for ensuring that we can quickly come back up and have internet connection and provide services in a variety of ways to our customers.